Welcome back to All Time Glow. We're your hosts, Allison
and Robin.
And today we're going to be talking with Chelsea Loren about the Michigan guidelines for cosmetologists and barbers in reopening their spaces. Welcome to the show.
Thanks
for being
guys.
here.
Thank you.
Excited.
Yes, I'm excited too.
Tell us about you.
So my name's Chelsea Loren. I have been in the industry for about 5 to 7 years. I did an apprenticeship, so sometimes I don't know if I should count that or not. But
You definitely should.
okay, so then 7
Yeah,
years.
that's a lot.
So I work in a salon studio in downtown Northville, and I'm a brand educator for 11 Australia, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys to talk.
Yes,
about the
we're so
opening.
excited to
Yes.
have you. So Chelsea is actually our 11 Australia educator. So we carry 11 Australia in our salon, and we just love having her as not only an educator, as a fellow beauty sister, but also as a friend. So Let's get started.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, so we're just going to go straight to the standard business guidelines for all Michigan businesses, okay?
Okay.
All right. So all businesses or operations that require their employees to leave the homes or residences for work must, at a minimum, develop a COVID-19 preparedness and response plan consistent with recommendations and guidance on preparing workplaces for COVID-19 developed by the OSHA and available here on the Michigan.gov website. Within 2 weeks of resuming in-person activities, a business's or operations plan must be made readily available to employees, labor unions, and customers, whether via website, internal network, or by hard copy. So as a salon, I know we are going to be blasting it all over social media and sending a mass email out to let everyone know what our new protocols are.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably have things posted around the salon as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I plan on doing, I use Instagram a lot to communicate with my clients. So I plan on doing like an Instagram TV, just breaking down, like, this is what I need you guys to do. This is what I'm going to do, just so everything's concise.
Yep.
Yes, because there's lots of questions.
Yes, there are lots of
Our
questions.
phones are blowing up.
Yep.
Yes.
Designate one or more worksite supervisor to implement, monitor, and report on the COVID-19 control strategies developed under subsection A. The supervisor must remain on site at all times when employees are present on site. An on-site employee may be designated to perform the supervisory role. So for us, it will probably be me and Robin most of the time. Our co-owners, which is actually our parents, and possibly another manager in the building. For you, you're one
I'm
girl
a
show.
one-man show, yeah, so it's just going to be me.
Yes, you will always be in the building with
I
yourself.
will always, yes. That is the nice thing. I am wherever I go.
All right. Provide COVID-19 training to employees that covers, at a minimum, workplace infection control practices, the proper use of personal protective equipment, steps the employee must take to notify the business or operation of any symptoms of COVID-19 or suspected or confirmed diagnosis of COVID-19, and also how to report unsafe working conditions. Yeah, and I know a lot of our employees have actually taken the Barbicide COVID-19 thing.
Yes, I did that as well.
Yeah.
It's just an added knowledge to have.
Conduct a daily self-screening protocol for all employees or contractors entering the workplace, including, at a minimum, a questionnaire covering symptoms and suspected or confirmed exposure to people with possible COVID-19. So we are not required to give a temperature reading. So at a minimum,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like other states are requiring it, but it doesn't sound like we have to do a temperature check every single day. But you have to still have some sort of self-screening protocol.
Yeah, so at minimum a form,
Yeah.
which I know we plan on having. We have not decided if we're going to do temperatures yet. We have a week.
Yeah.
To decide.
We have a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
How
they're
about
low
you?
on those. A lot of
Yeah, a lot of places
low.
are really low on those too. So trying to find what is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I just plan on keeping a note on my phone.
Yeah.
Again, being just myself, it's a little bit easier to navigate that.
I know. I'm a tad bit jealous of you at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice too because our appointments are all digital. So if someone did say, "Oh, I contracted it," we can look and see who we have that day. But we'll probably have a hard copy too, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep everyone on the worksite premises at least 6 feet from one another to the maximum extent possible, including through the use of ground markings, signs, and physical barriers as appropriate to the worksite. I have a question.
Yeah.
It does not say you have to. It just says to. Is this like a recommendation?
I think it's a recommendation.
I think it's a recommendation, but that's where it's also confusing because when we go down to the cosmetology section, it changes. The wording changes.
Okay.
So
we'll get there.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Obviously, at this point, everyone is trying to maintain 6 feet.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's ingrained in us now. Even
I cannot curl your hair from 6 feet away, though.
No. Yeah. No. Or wash it.
Yes.
I haven't come out with that long of a barrel yet.
No.
So maybe one day.
All right. Provide non-medical grade face coverings to their employees with supplies of N95 masks and surgical masks reserved for now for healthcare professionals, first responders, police officers, firefighters, paramedics, and other critical workers. So
yeah, so are you guys supplying masks for your employees?
Yeah, so we do have masks in the building ready to give away.
A lot of boxes of them going.
Mm-hmm. I know most of our employees already plan on just bringing the one they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
and then we'll have them if people don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am very concerned about my mask looking good with my outfit.
Me too. I have a few. That way, whatever neutral color I'm wearing that day, I can coordinate.
Oh my gosh. And also, I put one of those blue ones on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, do you call that like a 2-ply, 3-ply medical mask or something like that?
Yeah.
They are like hairy inside. Mm-hmm. Have you put one on?
I have. It's itchy.
Yeah.
It has hair inside.
And it got stuck to my lip gloss. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, me too. The fuzz.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was like, do I have this on backwards? And I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Increase facility cleaning and disinfection to limit exposure to COVID-19, especially on high-touch surfaces. Paying attention to parts, products, and shared equipment. So, bathrooms.
Yeah.
Bathrooms, yeah. Door handles.
I mean, we all have our own tools as far as blow dryers, irons, hot tools. Do you plan on like disinfecting them in between clients or just?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there next.
I think there's some
I feel like
things
that'll
that
be under cosmetology.
Yeah.
All right, where are we?
Adopt
protocols to clean and disinfect the facility in the event of a positive COVID-19 case in the workplace. Hopefully we don't have to use that.
Yes. Yeah.
Make cleaning supplies available to employees upon entry and at the work site and provide time for employees to wash hands frequently or to use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a change for us because we're used to working back to back to back or double booking and then we eat our lunch.
Yeah.
When we
on the go by the handful. Yeah. It's
over the sink while we're mixing colors.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're trying to get in months worth of back flow. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's going to be.
But still figuring out time to wash our hands and sanitize everything.
Yeah.
So yes.
When an employee is identified with a confirmed case of COVID-19, immediately notify the local health department and within 24 hours notify any coworkers, contractors, or suppliers who may have come into contact with the person with a confirmed case of COVID-19. So I guess that's where that form comes in handy.
Yeah. Yes. It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. An employer will allow employees with a confirmed or suspected case of COVID-19 to return to the workplace only after they are no longer infectious, according to the latest guidelines from the CDC. And they are released from any quarantine or isolation by the local public health department. I feel like that's pretty, no-brainer.
Yeah, I agree. But
now, does it mention, so they have to get an okay by the CDC to come back to work?
No, they just have to fall in line with the latest guidelines.
I see.
So,
they probably have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would imagine they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And then if anybody in their house contracts it, then they'd have to quarantine for another 2 weeks or however.
Yeah.
Whatever the CDC is mandating, that's what we'd have to follow.
Right. Follow Executive Order 2020-36 and any executive orders that follow it that prohibit discharging, disciplining, or otherwise retaliating against employees who stay home or who leave work when they are at particular risk of infecting others with COVID-19. That's one of those long drawn out ones and I'm just like, wait, what did I just read?
Yeah.
Essentially, if a client or if a employee can't work, you have to like let them not work.
Yeah.
You can't hold that against them.
Right. Establish a response plan for dealing with a confirmed infection in the workplace, including protocols for sending employees home and for temporary closures of all or part of the workplace to allow for deep cleaning. Restrict business-related travel for employees to essential travel only. Guess we're not doing that Florida wedding.
I consider that essential. I need some Florida sun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, me too. Encourage employees to use personal protective equipment and hand sanitizer on public transportation. Promote remote work to the fullest extent possible. These don't really apply to us.
No, we're not in an urban area, so we don't do that.
Yeah. Businesses or operations in the construction.
We can go down.
That's not us either.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Shh. Okay. I'm like, why are they talking about construction?
We're not in construction.
No.
It's all
Not
good.
yet.
I might
Wishing I
start.
was.
Yeah.
My suite will be done by Monday.
Right.
Our dads are.
I know.
We do have construction going
Family,
on.
but
Yes. All right. So going down to number 11, which is the cosmetology, barbering, body art services, tanning services, massage services, or similar personal care services. All right.
All right.
sounds good.
Let's
This
dive in.
is
This is us. Maintain accurate appointment and walk-in records, including date and time of service, name of client, and contact information to aid with contact tracing.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I feel like most stylists these days keep records.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Thankfully, we have computers.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Now, for the salons that, still scribble in a book, though,
Yeah, that could be challenging.
they're definitely going to
Yeah.
need to keep better track of who's in.
Yeah.
Do you think there are other forms for people to print out if they do paper pencil, or do they have to design it on their own, do you think?
I feel like there's probably a lot of tools on like behindthechair.com.
Yeah,
Right.
I would agree.
And Modern Salon.
That would be nice then.
Mhm.
Yes,
Good
for
resources.
sure. Post signs at store entrances informing customers not to enter if they are or have recently been sick. Come on.
I feel like if you've recently been sick, be kind to your stylist and
Yeah.
don't come to
This
your
is like-
appointment.
Right. That's just
We've
kind
been
of like,
begging our clients to do
Yes.
this for so long. I'm so glad this day is
It's
finally
finally
passing.
on
Yeah.
like the law. Please don't do this.
It is now a law. Do
Yeah.
not
Yep.
purposefully come to your hair appointment sick. Restrict entry to customers to a caregiver of those customers or to the minor dependents of those customers.
I feel like, again, that's helpful. Not to have a bunch of extra bodies in the space.
Yes.
Mhm.
We've been begging kids not to run our
Yes.
space for years.
Yep. So
Now-
again, thank you,
Exactly.
COVID.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Or
you,
like
WAP.
the entourage of
blessings and-
teenagers
Yes.
who come for the one balayage appointment. You're like, I don't have enough chairs for you, so
Yes.
sorry.
Yep.
Yep. So they have to come by themselves unless they are a minor or a caretaker.
And then I'm also allowing a slight caveat. So I have a lot of brides whose trials got pushed. So if they want to bring one other person with them for their trial appointment, I'm kind of letting them know, like, hey, it's okay if you want to bring your mom or your maid of honor.
Mhm.
And that's nice. That's
Yeah.
what they need.
They
someone
need that
to help them.
support, and they need,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this look good? Do I
Yeah.
look my best?
Yes.
Mhm.
Totally. I think that's really good that you're doing that.
Me too.
Require in-use workstations to be separated by at least 6 feet from one another, and if feasible, separate workstations with physical barriers, like plexiglass, strip curtains. Okay, the shower curtains, I can't with those.
I can't
I
either.
can't
I
either.
can't even
It's
smell
just
them.
that.
I'll get a major headache.
It's
Not even a year ago, we just designed the space. I'm not trying to be like that, but like just to throw a shower curtain up in the space that we've worked so hard to
you
make
have
beautiful.
an aesthetic
Like,
in
can
your
we-
spaces,
Yes.
and you want to continue with that. Branding is key in our industry, and this removes all the branding from our industry. So they don't know what type of salon we are. They don't know our aesthetic or anything with plastic shower curtains hanging up.
And
Yeah.
to me, it just adds more surface for something to go onto
Exactly.
and more surface to wipe down.
Yeah.
It adds more to me.
And I feel like the only salon that is going to be super necessary is the salons that are small
And they
and are
can't.
fully staffed.
Yeah.
And they literally can't, like, what are you going to do? Say, like, only half of you can come back to work or only the
Right.
busiest ones are working?
Yeah. or cut their hours, and like you're relying on these hours to work to pay bills, and now all of a sudden you have to half your hours so that you can split shifts. And
correct.
Yeah, like both of our locations can spread apart and move around.
This is another time where I'm jealous of you.
Yeah, I don't have to have any plexiglass walls up or anything like that. It's really nice.
Yeah. Thankfully, we at both of our locations have the ability to separate workstations.
Yes.
So instead of staffing every chair, we will be open our full hours, which is 9 to 9, and we will only have 5 stylists in the building at a time.
Yeah.
So they will be able to staff every other chair.
Yeah, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
Do you both know for salons that that do have to do that? Do you know if they have to design it themselves, or are there companies building these for salons for people to order? Or are they on their own?
The plexiglass and stuff?
They're on their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones that I saw was like, look what we did, or look what my husband did, or
with most people, I have seen a couple that have had companies come in, but I think that's
measure
just
and stuff.
Yeah, just to like measure and install.
I think that's just to install. I don't think they
it's
actually
like the state helping provide it, or companies are like, stylists,
kind
you
of
need it.
That would have been really nice for the state to provide it.
Yeah, because all of these PPE requirements are very expensive, and we've just gone 3 months without work.
Yeah.
And some of us were able to sell retail online and things like that, but it's still a huge hit to our industry.
Oh,
and
for
now
sure.
to have to do all of these things, it's
time, money, energy.
that we don't have.
Yeah. Limit waiting area occupancy to the number of individuals who can be present while staying 6 feet away from one another, and ask customers, if possible, to wait in the car for their appointment to be called.
So for me, in a suite, it's a little bit smaller, and we don't have a waiting area. And I can't have a waiting area in my suite because I wouldn't be able to maintain the social distancing. So I'm actually having all my clients wait in the car, and I'll text them to come in, and then we can go from there.
No, so you're using like a platform to do that, or you're using your personal cell phone
I'm going to use my personal cell phone number. Yeah, that's my business number as well.
We've been doing here for 12 years, so a lot of our guests we are very tight with.
Yes.
And right? 12? Let's forget.
I think it was 07.
Yeah. So anyways,
I don't even know.
We are very tight-knit with our guests. So like you have no problem texting them.
Yeah.
I'm sure by now they probably all have my cell phone number anyway,
right,
for one reason or another. But a lot of newer stylists don't necessarily want all of their guests to have their cell phone number for multiple reasons. They don't have that problem yet. They don't want that problem.
Yeah.
And, as
I think they're already getting hit up on their social medias a lot at different times. So I think they're thinking like, oh, I'm glad that's on there, not my personal line too.
And a lot of salons don't allow their employees to be that tight-knit with their,
right.
Yes. Do not allow their employees to do that, to give out their cell phone numbers or to be in contact. So that's something the front desk will have to take a huge load on, especially for larger salons.
Absolutely.
I mean, both of our locations have at least 10 girls at them.
Yeah.
So that's something that, the front desk is going to have to handle. And
front desk is really going to be like the MVP of this.
Totally.
Have all of these things, a lot of them are on the front desk to take over.
Totally. It's in their space, their waiting area.
And that I believe we will have the plexiglass.
Yes.
Because they're constantly.
Yes, we will have the safeguard up there at both of our locations to protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So.
And I don't think a lot of systems, because I've dabbled in a couple of systems, a lot of systems don't have the ability to instantly send out.
Oh, I believe it instantly does, but I don't know if it's like right away.
Yeah, mine's like a few minutes delayed. So even if I'm like booking an appointment, they get it like 5 minutes later. So there's not a
We
system
should test
for me.
ours, because that's something I didn't think about. We could definitely use that. I mean, we are limited how many texts we can send at a certain price. So that's another thing. Like, it brings that whole price thing back. Like, these things are costing us way more money.
Yeah.
So
anytime you rely on another company to help you with something, they charge you for it. So it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah, sure, here.
nothing's free.
Nope.
All right. Discontinue all self-service refreshments. So apparently,
No food, no drink.
If you want water, you need to bring it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Unless we want to shell out some more money and buy bottled water.
I am all for discontinuing our refreshments. I think that, yes, it's less touchy-feely, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just a little weird to me that restaurants are open.
Yes.
At Starbucks or any coffee shop, well, not all coffee shops, but a lot of the coffee shops are giving you your coffee in a mug.
Yeah.
So they're like handing it. I was so confused when they did that, by the way.
Also,
it's
there's
not
like a tub. Or no, it was a big mug. It was a huge mug.
Yeah, and I assume they do that so that multiple people aren't touching it, but one
Yeah.
person already touched it.
Yeah.
It's not like no one had to touch the cup.
Yeah, and there's no contact tracing.
And I see a lot of salons are offering water bottles instead, but somebody touched the water bottle too.
To give it to you.
Yeah. So either way, like the water bottle went to the area where you're storing them, whether it be in a mini fridge in the waiting area or a table. So I'm just kind of like,
I think it's just all steps to make people feel comfortable, I think. I don't think it's really like.
But it's also hard because we're just creating more waste.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the reusable water bottles. I liked that we were kind of getting away from the plastics, and now we're forced to either completely discontinue all of those, which sometimes people need a drink of water. They sit in our chair for hours to get services done.
4 or 5 hours sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. So either I have to give them a plastic water bottle and hope that it gets recycled, or
I wonder if we're going to touch on drinking fountains.
I was just going to say, we have a drinking fountain here because we had to put one in to have a business, which is great.
But like, I mean, that would be a high touch area. I
But
guess you'd have to sanitize.
Yes.
But that's like their mouth goes right by that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
ours is the one where you can. It's like a sensor.
Yeah.
So
it has both.
So, but that's if they bring their own bottle.
Yeah,
again.
they bring
so
their own water
it's just,
bottle. And are they allowed to bring their own water bottle? That's
because they're
also-
not supposed to bring a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're not supposed to bring a lot of stuff in.
Whew.
So
Yeah.
it's complicated.
Okay. Discard magazines in waiting areas and other non-essential shared items that cannot be disinfected. We ditched ours.
Yeah,
Yep.
I feel like I haven't had a magazine in my salon space in a really long time.
Yeah.
So
Bring your cell phone.
Yep.
yeah, most people use their cell phone, or if they have a book that they're reading or whatever,
Yeah.
they're welcome
Mhm.
to bring it. But
for sure.
Mark waiting areas to enable 6 feet of social distancing by placing X's on the ground and or removing seats in the waiting room. Which, again, you do not have that problem.
no,
You
I don't.
lucky girl.
I know.
And again, this is just a recommendation. These are not they are not mandating that you have X's, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't
These are
sound
just
like it.
recommendations.
Yeah, it's an example of something that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kids aren't coming in alone, and adults know what 6 feet is. And
Yeah.
we're gonna set up chairs so that they're
Spaced
spaced
out.
out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And again, I think the last 3 months have conditioned us to be more aware of social space
Yeah.
and social distancing. So even if there's not an X on the ground, I'm like, oh, I'm really close to this person.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a couple steps back just
Bust
to.
the measuring tape out.
Yes.
Except that hairstylists don't use measuring tape. They
Exactly.
use combs.
Yep.
It's a lot of combs, but we'll figure it out.
All right. Require employees to make proper use of PPE in accordance with OSHA, which we already went through that. Was that in the standard?
I think it was.
Yeah, that's like the face masks.
Yep. Require employees and customers to wear a face covering at all times, except that customers may temporarily remove a face covering when receiving a service that requires its removal. During services that require a customer to remove their face covering, the employee, or it says an employee, but I'm assuming they mean the employee doing the service,
Yes. Not a random employee in the salon.
must wear a face shield or goggles in addition to the face covering. So,
Can I
like,
just say that sounds awful?
so awful.
I'm going to be a sweaty, foggy mess between the face mask, my glasses, the shield. Hopefully I can cut a straight line with all of that on.
Literally, I practiced. Don't tell the government that I did my mom's roots, but I practiced. I put the mask on, and I was like, this is hard. And I'm not trying to be like a baby, but it was. I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't see, and it kept going in my eyes. And then when it wasn't poking me in the eye, it was falling under my nose.
Yep.
I know there's probably a mask that doesn't do that, but the mask I had, and that a lot of people are going to have, did. And it was just it's a pain in the butt. So it's a lot
It really is.
for someone who's performing 10 hours worth of services.
Yeah, and again, our job is very physical, and a lot of people don't realize that, but we're very active throughout the day, so having that mask on is just...
Do you ever, when you're doing like a color service, your face itches? Like,
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, why when I have gloves on?
Can I not
Can
move
I not-
that
yeah.
hair or itch? Yeah, that one spot.
Add a mask to your face?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna tickle and
Yeah,
If you tell me I can't touch my face, it makes me want to touch my face.
exactly.
even
I'm
more.
going to touch it even more.
Yeah.
And again, like I want it to match my outfit, we're in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's important.
All the
It's-
cute masks.
I know it's kind of petty, but
No.
it's important to me.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
am I supposed to stop my makeup at my cheekbones for my mask
Yep.
hits? And yeah, it's
That's
very
where the clear
weird.
masks come in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Install physical barriers such as sneeze guards and partitions at cash registers where maintaining physical distance of 6 feet is difficult. So,
Did you say
Yeah.
a sneeze guard? I've never heard that one yet.
It's a sneeze
Yeah.
guard. Yeah.
is that what it? Yeah.
It
So
is
the
a
elbow doesn't
sneeze
work
guard.
anymore?
No.
Just sneeze.
Darn it.
right.
You got your
It's
kids
got a
trained
guard.
too. Yeah.
We don't need the elbow
So what is
anymore.
the sneeze guard? I'm like,
It's the
the
plastic.
you hold it up and you just like,
No,
No.
it's literally going to be installed at front desk.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
like that plexiglass
Yeah.
or whatever you guys decide to use.
but please don't sneeze on it.
But just also like don't sneeze.
Also, our elbows are really helpful, and they're with us wherever we
Right.
go.
I thought sneezing
That
was
is a
illegal.
I've never realized how weird it is to call that a sneeze guard.
Yeah,
Cough guard?
I don't know.
We
Breathe
still-
guard?
Yeah, breathe
Yeah.
guard. Spit guard?
Air guard?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yes, we will have that. You again don't need
I
that.
don't need it. Yeah.
All right. Cooperate with the local public health department if a confirmed case of COVID-19 is identified in the facility.
So that's where that keeping the records of who's around.
Yes.
And
Here I go touching my face.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I have my hair in my head, but it's okay. We'll go.
so just working with the government,
Yeah.
complying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being a good human.
Yes.
All right, so now that we've went through all of the guidelines that the state has given us,
Mhm.
let's talk about some things that we already know some of our fellow beauty sisters
Yeah.
and brothers have implemented in their salons in other states, or maybe that we already know they're going to be implementing here in Michigan.
Mhm.
And just talk about those things because I think it's important for people to realize that these are not things that say we personally think are necessary or we personally don't think are necessary.
Yeah.
They're just things that we've been given as guidelines and
And they're new to us.
totally.
Yeah.
And I have had a lot of people, I know you guys have too, who've asked you questions like, are you going to have special hours for immune compromised and other things? So let's talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a few clients who are definitely immune compromised, and I've decided to have them be my first appointment of the day. So I'm not necessarily having special hours, like how the grocery store has like the first hour every Tuesday and Thursday. It's not necessarily like that, but I'm keeping it in mind so that I can be respectful to them. I feel like the cleanest state that my salon will be first thing in the morning. Even though I'll be sanitizing throughout the day, it's just going to be the cleanest first thing. So they are my first appointment of the day, and then I go from there.
That's
That'd be
great.
nice, yeah.
Yeah. And I opened an email from one of your clients, Robin, who asked if she could be the first appointment of the day.
I was going to say, I do have a woman that even before all this, I would make her my first, if it's the
Mhm.
same one, I'm not sure, but
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just asked if she would be able to be the first appointment of the day, which
Yeah.
I mean, I totally understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And my clients understood, so that might mean you have to wait a couple extra days to get in, but they were fine with it. They put their health
Chances
first.
are, if they're immune compromised, they're probably not
Exactly.
going out much anyway.
Exactly.
So they don't
Right.
mind waiting.
They
the
don't mind
extra
waiting a couple days.
this woman too, she's sensitive to smells. So she likes to get in before there's a lot of colors and a lot of product flying around.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Cancellation policies. They've got to be stricter.
they have to be,
We are used to taking, 3 clients at a time sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Sometimes
we
4.
can be like flexible to being more understanding in that sense. Cause we're usually like drowning in hair anyway, but
Mhm.
now our time just got really a lot more valuable.
Yeah,
If it wasn't valuable
absolutely.
before, it's a lot more valuable now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
We're used to working hand in hand with an associate, and not only are we not working as closely with the associate anymore, but we're on our own totally. So not only one person can double book, right? They can
Yeah.
double book and they can totally handle that. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure you do
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But now,
Although I can't do that anymore.
right.
Yeah.
So your time,
Just got more.
way more valuable.
Yeah.
And I just really hope that people understand that and they respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't show up, it means that another client wasn't able to get in.
Yes.
And right now we are 3 months deep of backlog of clients who are desperate to get refreshed and feel beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's hurting other clients as well.
Right. And I think before, well, calling even like up to the last minute is okay, because usually there's someone waiting by their phone for you to tell them. Like if like they don't feel good, still let us know.
Yeah.
As soon as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
We need people to really understand. Cancellations are totally understandable if you have a reason.
Yeah.
But no showing
is
not acceptable right now.
No.
Or calling, and calling once your appointment has already started just doesn't even.
Or even 5 minutes before. I feel like you're
it's
sick.
Gotta be yes, right.
Yeah. You're sick.
As soon as you know,
before your appointment,
send that text message. It can be 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to know so that we can plan accordingly.
And if you do find yourself at your appointment time and you forgot and you're at home, please call, because someone else, a shorter service, may be able to sneak in that spot.
Absolutely.
And that person may be waiting until August right now.
Yeah, and our demand is just so high.
Yes.
It's so high right now, especially not being able to double book and not being able to get as many clients in one day.
Yes.
It's not like you have another client coming in a half hour anymore.
Exactly. So now I just get to eat my lunch. Yeah, now I have 3 hours. So what do I do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Disinfect.
Yeah, disinfect. I disinfect. I get to eat my lunch.
Are you doing anything like setting a time limit for each guest? Like, or are you gonna welcome like a 5 hour, like someone wants the works? Are you gonna talk them into like, let's do a 2 hour like group this and that?
In a way, I'm kind of hybriding it.
Okay.
If someone is needing the works and I know it's going to take 5 to 6 hours, I'm asking if they're willing to split up the appointment. Odds are for me to get a 6-hour appointment in, I'm looking at August anyways. Yeah. So they're more like, let's get the haircut in, and then we're like the haircut and the root touch up in, and then we can do the highlight later, whatever. So I'm kind of taking it client by client.
And I guess that you'd have to anyway, if they didn't want to wait.
Exactly.
I kind of forgot about that. Yeah. Once you get everybody in.
I had a lot of guests saying, if you can't get me in for the works, is there someone else who's less busy that can? Which is a bonus again of having team members.
Yeah, again.
Are you jealous of us?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so
I miss that team sometimes.
Yeah, at least I can say, well, so-and-so can take you. And chances are they're thrilled to see someone else.
Yeah.
Whereas usually they may be like, no, I want you.
Yeah.
Now they're like, give me anyone. And I saw a lot of emails because we had our clients send us forms of their availability. And a lot of people said, I'm available whenever anyone can take me.
Yeah.
Usually I'm very loyal, but right now I'm desperate.
And I think that speaks to the team that you guys have built, that they, one, feel like they can trust any one of your stylists with their hair.
Yeah.
And that there's not like a competitive, well, so-and-so has my client. And so
we try very hard not to have that.
We really,
so it speaks to the team that you guys have built here, which is cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right. And then added payments. This is a touchy subject.
Sticky one. Yeah, it's tough. I've seen, so being a part of 11 Australia, I have a lot of connections in all states. And every other state opened up before us, so I've been able to observe.
Luckily, we were the last.
I know,
we're not so lucky, but luckily.
I was going to say that's one perk, because we got to see what works for
Yeah.
everyone else. Yeah.
And it was very interesting because a lot of the stylists, especially the first ones who opened up, they were adding $5, $10 PPE charges to every appointment. And some of the kickback that they got from clients was a little discouraging, but also kind of understanding because they're not used to these added charges. But I don't think that people are realizing how expensive it's becoming for us.
Yeah.
We have our normal things that we have to buy. We have to buy Barbicide. We have to buy, other sanitation equipment. But now we have the masks and the extra gloves and the face shields and the goggles. And
it's a lot. Yesterday, we were just looking to purchase a few more bottles of cleaner, which obviously there are different ways you can buy cleaner. You can buy empty bottles and fill them up, or you can buy them already bottled. Well, there was a specific cleaner that Lisa had purchased. And she ordered 3 bottles. They came in a pack of 3. So she ordered 2 sets of 3. Well, then I said, we should probably get some more, not because we're going to run out, but just to have them in different areas of the salon. So she said, okay, I'll order some more. And she logged on, and 1 bottle is the price of 3 now. Now, I thought they made that illegal.
I thought so too. I ran into the same problem getting Barbicide.
Yeah.
The supplier that I normally use was out, and I was like, I have to have this. I can't open without Barbicide. And so I had to go online and find it, and I was paying 3 times the amount that I normally pay for Barbicide. And that's one of our basic sanitation items.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that people are exploiting that. And
Yeah,
it's tough.
it is. And I totally understand the person who doesn't think that they should have to take the hit for, you know, the $5 upcharge.
Because are they doing it because of their demand? Like, are they going to go out of business if they don't do that? Or are they doing it because they see us needing it? So then they jack it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also think that it's very important for people to understand there are restaurants who are being asked to operate at 50% capacity. And I'm pretty sure nobody would have opened a restaurant to only occupy 50% of their space.
No.
Yeah.
And that goes the same for us. Essentially, we're only occupying 50% of our space. And even you.
Yeah.
Even
Maybe
behind
even
your-
less.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
And we have done all the math to make sure that our business is profitable.
maximizing, yes.
And that we can provide careers to hairstylists.
Exactly.
And we've changed the conversation in the industry to show that you can be very successful as a hairstylist.
Yeah.
And now everybody's going like, I am not going to make nearly as much money as I was before to be able to have this beautiful space that I've created. So most businesses would have made different choices if they knew they were only going to provide, you know, be able to provide 50% capacity.
It'll be interesting to see if the meals go up, you know? 'Cause
if the pricing.
I'm going to understand if it does.
Absolutely.
Totally. They can't have someone in every chair in that building anymore.
Yeah, we can't sustain our businesses.
Yeah.
Small businesses are really being hurt by this.
We are no longer as profitable as we were before.
No, absolutely not. And like you said, you're trying to provide careers. It's not a hobby that you just do on the side.
No.
You're paying bills. You're, supplying. You guys have almost 30 employees.
Yeah.
So you're supplying almost 30 girls
Yeah.
with their income, and you guys still have to pay your overhead and give yourselves income.
And we are, as owners, required to provide the masks.
Yep,
And,
exactly.
and provide all of these other things that they need to wear. We're actually also required to provide face shields if they're needed.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot.
That's a lot.
Where $5 to a client, to me, in my opinion, is like
It's
nothing.
a Starbucks drink.
Yeah.
It's your coffee that you picked up on your way in.
Yeah.
I would rather, okay, then don't tip me. If that was the deciding factor, then just don't tip me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, we are taking a huge cost on how, I don't know if we're going to apply a charge.
Yeah,
we have
I'm
5
still
days or no,
figuring
we have a week to
We have
decide.
a week. Yeah, we have a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still figuring it out myself. And I just did a price increase in September. So I feel like I know some stylists are like, well, this is the perfect time I can just raise my pricing.
I think a lot of people
raised
are.
it. Yeah. So
instead.
now's the time, whatever. But I just did it in September. So I feel like I can't do that to my clients. I've already just done it 6
for
months
other
ago.
reasons.
Yeah,
For different
exactly.
reasons.
For other reasons.
For your demand of time.
Right. Yeah. And my education and things
Yeah.
like that. So it's tough because you can only eat so much cost.
Yeah,
for sure.
we are definitely damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yes. Yes.
And right now we're like in a time of the world where opinions are just thrown around. And I think it's so important that people really understand and have an open mind and realize your thoughts are just your opinions.
Yeah.
Everyone around you has a different opinion. So we have 4 owners. We're sisters and our parents are the owners.
Yeah.
Just because we are family owned doesn't mean all 4 of us have the exact same opinion as the other owner.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys butt heads a lot.
Sometimes people get tagged up on them. So we, Robin and I agree on a lot of things. Does it mean that that's what's in the best interest of the entire staff?
Yeah.
No, we have to make decisions as owners that are in the best interest of the people who are going to be in the building.
Yeah.
Providing services or receiving services.
Yeah.
So just because I think that, you should pay in card so that my front desk girl doesn't have to touch all of the cash that you have, doesn't mean that, one of the other owners thinks that's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just an example.
Yeah, you have to do what's best for.
And just because one front desk girl does not care about touching cash and she may be totally comfortable and, over it, another front desk girl may have somebody at home who is compromised.
Yeah.
And she may feel guilty or uncomfortable touching a bunch of cash, which I totally understand. You just have to be understanding. I have a bone marrow transplant patient at my house. I totally understand that people are concerned about the people in their home that they're going to be bringing these germs home to.
Absolutely.
Now, even though, my husband is a bone marrow transplant patient, which is like the highest risk. I don't tend to over stress about these things because
it's not good to live in fear.
No.
that lowers your immune system too.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're trying to be smart. Everyone is just trying to be smart and careful.
And loving. I think that's
compassionate to other people.
We have to understand the world is so much bigger than just us. And we need to start looking at other people with more love. And if I'm looking at other people with more love, then I'm going to use my card instead of the cash, or I'm going to wear the mask even though I can't breathe and feel claustrophobic in it. Those little things are going to completely change my outlook because I'm looking at every single person with love.
Right. Yes. And not so quick to defend, be like,
exactly.
Well, why can't I? And we are going to accept cash. We're going to ask that people put it in an envelope. Yeah. Because nowhere in the guidelines we just read through said they can't.
They can't pay with cash. And I know for me, I really love my cash tips. Yeah. So keep them coming.
Yeah, exactly. Cash is what our industry has been begging for for years. There's a lot of salons who say, please pay in cash. And now all of a sudden their please pay in cash sign is now turning to a please pay in card sign.
Yes.
And my card floats around with my cash.
Mine too. So it's just as germy.
But if you want it,
you can have it, yes.
So it's just a lot of opinions and it's a sensitive time to so many people. Yeah. And everyone needs to just be a little more open-minded and caring of everyone else.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that we are trained. There's like chapters.
A majority of our training.
I don't even know how many hours we spent learning.
I think it's like a third.
A third of it, was infectious disease control and when to spot an infection that you should be worried about, how to a blood spill, identify how to clean it, how to, and all the viruses and bacteria in the body we had to learn about.
Yeah, and our entire state board test is all about sanitation.
Right.
So if you're not sanitizing and if you don't understand how to keep a clean environment, you don't get a license.
Right.
So we're very well trained in disease control.
And most people don't know that we have learned all.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, no blame on them, but just so everyone knows, we
are
have.
More of our training is spent on sanitation than how to cut hair.
Right. I've seen a lot of things on the internet that are comparing our training to other industries, like the health industry and the training that nurses and doctors have gone through. And I don't know the exact numbers, but it's pretty intense what we have to learn in comparison to someone who is literally working in a doctor's office or a hospital. Yeah.
And
learn a lot.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not going to claim to have that type of education, but I am very well informed.
And we were very patient here in Michigan as the last state to open.
The last state.
And we've been very, very patient and begging our governor to let us open.
Yeah, knowing that we've had all of this education.
Where other industries were opening without all of that training.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to point out one, dog groomers.
I know.
And in getting non-essential surgeries. So I could go get Botox before I could get
your roots done.
My roots done. Yeah. And that's wild to me.
It is.
But that's just my opinion.
Mine too.
It's just my opinion. I do think it is a little silly that we had to wait for so long. I do believe that the only reason we were allowed to open or are allowed to open on June 15th is because we begged.
I agree. Yeah,
we begged and then
pleading, and
there was a comment made about Googling haircuts and
which didn't settle well with pretty much the industry as a whole.
So I guess I will never understand why we had to wait so long, but we did, and we're just thankful that we are reopening, and we're going to do our best to do it the right way.
And figure out the new standards and get everyone in our chairs as soon as possible.
I truly feel that it's not going to feel right and comfortable until we're doing it.
I agree.
And our, other people in our industry who have been so kind to give us their advice that are in other states have said, once you get started, it's okay. Yeah. But you're going to be really stressed out gearing up.
Yeah. I already feel like it's like the first day of school.
Totally.
Yeah. Do I have everything that I need? Checking my backpack a million times. I'm checking my suite to make sure, do I have all the PPE? Am I organized? Yes. Yeah.
And is this person going to be mad because this other person in the salon is doing this?
Yeah.
You have to break
There's
up any
all
fights.
kinds of things.
Just the unknown.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. Am I allowed to, double book a mom with her daughter like I normally would? They're from the same
They're
household.
from the same household. Do they?
I've been asked, do I have to sanitize in between two kids that live in the same household? I'm not going to have time.
Yeah, there are.
Do I not book them there?
If they drove in together.
There's a lot of gray area, and it's up for interpretation. So again, that's where listening to other people, loving other people, understanding that this is new for us. We're trying to figure it out. We want to respect our clients as much as we possibly can.
And make all of our employees feel comfortable.
Exactly.
I think this will be very beneficial for the salon owners or studio owners who don't have very many maybe stylist friends who are the ones making the decisions, like owner friends or manager friends. They may know other hairstylists, but no one to really talk about like the requirements.
Yeah, not the ones making the decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
So this, I know I have a lot of salon owner friends who've called me and said like, hey, can we just go through this really quick?
Yeah.
And that's why I love that we're doing this. I think this will be a good conversation for people to join into
Absolutely.
and hear us talk about it.
Yeah.
Hear that no one is really totally clear. Everyone is just doing the best they can.
Yeah.
When I looked at those guidelines, I was like, what am I reading?
Yeah,
I scrolled through.
I had to pause a couple of times and wait, what does this mean?
I didn't really understand it, and it didn't fully register or it wasn't very clear to me until I literally just sat down with you guys and talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I feel like we're ready to open on June 15th.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to
if the construction can be done, then I'm ready to
Our construction did.
Yes.
Name a salon that didn't do construction.
Exactly.
Or any business.
I know. Like we all just use this time.
Both of the restaurants across the street remodeled.
Yeah.
I can't wait to sit on their patios.
I know. Barrio is
excited.
expanding.
Oh, I heard.
Yes, I'm so excited.
so
I want a
excited.
Barrio margarita
Yes.
so bad.
Yes. I've drank way too many margaritas in quarantine.
Yeah, but I get a
I'm ready
Barrio
to drink
margarita.
non-quarantine margaritas.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I think this was a really great conversation.
Yeah,
Me
me
too.
too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And then just go ahead and tell everyone where you work, where you're located, and also social media, of course.
All right, so I am in downtown Northville in my salon Suites, and my business name is Chavot by Chelsea. So all of my social media is at Chavot by Chelsea.